Do you ever feel like you're stuck in workplace drama on repeat? One minute you're helping a colleague, the next you're being blamed for everything, and somehow nothing ever gets resolved. Well, you might be caught in something called the drama triangle, a sneaky psychological pattern that keeps teams stuck in blame, burnout, and resentment. In this video, I'll break down the roles of victim, rescuer, and persecutor, how to spot them, and most importantly, how to break free. I'm Jo Banks. I spent almost 20 years in HR before setting up my coaching practice 16 years ago. Since then, I have worked with tens of thousands of people from all walks of life, and I'm sharing what I know. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of workplace drama thinking, why does this always happen here? Maybe you're constantly picking up the pieces after a colleague has had a meltdown, or perhaps you've got a manager who turns every minor mistake into a crisis. If any of that sounds familiar, the chances are you've encountered the drama triangle, a concept that can explain a lot about toxic team dynamics. What is the drama triangle? The drama triangle was developed by psychiatrist Stephen Karpman in the 1960s to describe a dysfunctional pattern of social interaction. It's made up of three roles. The victim, they feel oppressed, helpless, or powerless. The rescuer jumps in to save or fix others, often without being asked. The persecutor blames, criticizes, or controls others. People can move between these roles quickly and often unconsciously. What starts as someone feeling sorry for a colleague can spiral into resentment and blame when their help isn't appreciated or leads to more problems. How the drama triangle plays out at work. Let's say you have a colleague named Emily. She's struggling with workload and constantly says things like, I just can't keep up. No one ever helps me. She's stepping in to victim role. Then there's John, who jumps in to help Emily by staying late to do her tasks. He's taking on the role of rescuer. Eventually, John burns out and snaps, saying, You never take responsibility. I'm not your PA. Now he's moved into the persecutor role. Emily is shocked and hurt and returns to the victim seat, and the triangle spins on. The trouble with this pattern is that everyone feels justified in their position, but nothing gets resolved. It creates stress, miscommunication, resentment, and a culture of blame rather than accountability. The three roles in detail. Let's break these down a bit further so that you can spot them more easily in yourself and others. Number one, the victim. This isn't about being a real victim of bullying, discrimination, or abuse. This is a psychological stance where someone feels powerless even if they're not. They often say things like, It's not my fault. No one listens to me. There's nothing I can do. They tend to look for someone to save them, a rescuer, or someone to blame, a persecutor. At work, victims might avoid taking responsibility or expect others to solve their problems. This can lead to learned helplessness or even passive-aggressive behaviour. Number two, the rescuer. This one is tricky because rescuers often look like heroes. They swoop in to fix things and feel needed, but they're often driven by guilt, control, or a need to feel important. Typical thoughts include, if I don't do it, it won't get done right, or if I don't do it, no one will do it. They can't cope without me. I have to fix this. Rescuers may take on too much, override others' autonomy, and create dependency. They can also become resentful when others don't show gratitude or continue to struggle. Number 3, the persecutor. The persecutor uses blame, judgment, or criticism to control others. This isn't always about shouting or overt aggression. It can be subtle, like sarcasm, micromanaging, or withholding support. They tend to think things like, they're lazy, stupid, incompetent. It's my job to keep everyone in line. If I don't push them, nothing will get done. While they might think they're enforcing standards, they often create fear and defensiveness in others, which ironically lowers productivity and morale. Why we can get stuck in the triangle. Many of us learn these roles in childhood and repeat them without even realizing. If you grew up being praised for fixing problems, you may default to the rescuer mode. If you learn that being helpless got you attention, victim mode might feel more comfortable. At work, the pressure, politics, and power dynamics can trigger these patterns fast. A stressed out team with unclear boundaries is a breeding ground for the drama triangle. How to step out of the triangle. The good news is that you do not have to stay in the triangle. Once you're aware of it, you can shift to healthier roles. Here's how to do it. From victim to creator. Rather than seeing yourself as powerless, ask, what can I do here? Who can I ask for input, not rescue? What's within my control? Creators take ownership of their choices. They ask for support rather than expecting rescue. And they take steps to improve their situation, even small ones. From rescuer to coach. Instead of jumping in and trying to fix things, ask, what do you think the solution is? What support do you need from me? How can I empower you to handle this? These are all what I call coaching style questions. They put the emphasis back on the other person to find solutions to their own problems rather than doing it for them. It gives them ownership. Coaches listen, ask good questions, offer support without taking over. This encourages others to grow rather than relying on you. From persecutor to challenger. Rather than criticizing, try to challenge people respectfully, saying things like, can I give you some honest feedback? Let's look at what didn't work and what could be done differently. What support do you need to move forward? Challengers hold others accountable but without blame. They focus on solutions, not punishment. Spotting triangle dynamics in teams. Watch for patterns like the same person always picking up the slack, passive aggressive communication, recurring saviour behaviours, someone frequently playing the blame game. When you notice these types of behaviours, don't label people by saying something like, oh, you're such a rescuer, but instead reflect privately on the dynamics and your part in them. Awareness, as I say in every video, is the first step to change. In team meetings, it's helpful to set clear roles and boundaries, encourage direct communication, promote personal accountability, and model non-reactive responses to conflict. A quick self-check. When you're in a tricky work situation, ask yourself, am I trying to save someone? Am I blaming someone? Am I feeling powerless? If the answer is yes to any of those questions, you're probably in the triangle. Take a breath, take a step back, and ask, what's the healthiest role I could play here? The wrap up. The drama triangle is sneaky. It can show up in even the most well-meaning teams. But once you know the signs, you can shift the dynamic completely. It's not about judging yourself or others. It's about breaking old patterns and creating more respectful, effective communications and relationships. So the next time you catch yourself rescuing, blaming, or feeling trapped, remember you have choices. And the more you model healthy roles like creator, coach, and challenger, the more others will too. What next? If you have anything you'd like to add to today's video or any topics you'd like to see me cover in future, please leave them in the comment section below. I read and respond to everything. I really love interacting with you all. If you enjoyed this video, can I ask a huge favour, please? Please support this channel with a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. It's completely free, and if you don't have a YouTube account, it takes seconds to set one up, and that's completely free too. You'll never get emails from me, YouTube, or anyone else, and it really does make a massive difference in helping me grow this channel. Finally, thank you to everybody who stays until the very end, and thank you so much for your support. It really means the absolute world to me. Thank you.